And the goal today, if we're able to achieve it, is to hike the Rainbow Trail. It's a 100-mile long trail system that goes from the Great Sand Dunes all the way across the Sangre De Cristos and to Salida. We're only going to hike 3 miles out of the 100 miles, and we're going to go to a place called Crystal Falls, if everything goes as planned. We got a pretty good look this morning at the wet mountains. We're going to drive through the wet mountains. Well, we're getting closer to the wet mountains. We're going to go through the wet mountains eventually. It's a nice area. It's going to be really green this year too, with the wet spring we had. I guess I'm filming a little extra today because this looks pretty cool. Thought it was film worthy. It's more than I filmed last time I went through here. Had to pull over to let all the faster Coloradans go. Well, hey, I picked a good time to start filming, didn't I? That was a nice coincidence. I just like the look of the misty mountains in the background. What a beautiful road through the wet mountains. I think I filmed this exact section last time because I drove past it and thought, wow, that looked great, and I turned around so I could come back and film it. Man, that looks amazing with the shadow, the cloud play. Wow. And this is why I'm not in a great hurry, because I want to soak this in. Well, we broke out of the wet mountains, drove through them, and we're now in the wet mountain valley looking at the Sangre De Cristos. Most of the peaks here are in the 13,000 foot range. There's 3 of them in the 14,000 foot range. And we will be hiking in that area over there, along those mountains, I believe, because we're gonna enter the trail system on the the eastern side over here. It's a beautiful look at the Sangre De Cristos. Well, County Road 119 at this stage is a very nice road. It's going to get bad from what I've read. Our trail is somewhere up here. I guess, judging by the way the road's going, our trail is probably right there.
Hey, talk about your grasslands.
I know, it's very green, and we have just an open field of wild wheatgrass here. It's incredible. And it just goes on all the way to the range. Man. Well, we were successful. We did find the trailhead for Rainbow Trail, and we're at the first juncture of a creek. This is Music Creek. According to the map, we're going to cross it twice. We're going to cross the creek itself, and we're going to cross one of its tributaries, and I don't know which this is. You know, I've seen this 100 times in Colorado, and if not 1,000,000, and I never get tired of it. There'll be 2 creek crossings today. From what I've read, there's multiple creek crossings, but some of them are dry creek beds. But at least 2 of them, and this is one of them, is not dry. Well, we gained a little elevation. This isn't a very steep trail. In the 3 miles, it's only going to climb 725 feet. But we got our first view of the wet mountains. It's a little hazy because we have wildfires as usual. Everybody has wildfires. We do. California, Canada. But we gained some elevation and we just broke out of the trees and got our first pretty good view of the wet mountains. We've been getting little peeks at them here and there, but it just now opened up. We saw a bunch of chipmunks over on these rocks.
As I say, careful. I put some crust from my Pop-Tart on a few rocks here, so don't sit on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go up in them or nothing. I'll leave the chipmunk kingdom alone.
I'm sure when we leave, they'll be there. Hey, look what they left us.
We drove right past those. I don't even think I saw them. See the road right there? Maybe I did. Well, as advertised, it's getting more open as we go. Because now we can even see Pikes Peak kind of nestled in clouds. And then we can see the beginning of the wet mountain range right there, overlapping the front range. This is great. Well, I think we arrived at Crystal Falls Creek. We crossed several dry creek beds, but I believe this is the one that will be leading to Crystal Falls. It's nice. They built a bridge here. A little earthen mound bordered by boulders. Good job. Man, so lush through here. The creek is nearly hidden. Pretty cool. Because there's a lot of elevation gain in this area. That if you could find a way, you could probably follow these for a while. I don't know if we're going to do that today. That's kind of hardcore hiking, off-trail kind of stuff. This is awesome, man. This is incredible. Look how lush it is on those rocks. All the moss growing. Wow. Man, that's a steep drop there, down sheer rock, straight down the rock cliff face. Incredible. My friend went up to see if he could find a way further up the mountain here to follow the waterfall, so I'm gonna go see what he's getting into, what kind of trouble, if he found a way around, because I would like to follow these waterfalls for a little bit. How'd it look? This is incredible. We've decided we're not going to hike much farther up along the falls because it's just too steep, too rocky.
You can tell people have done it, but yeah.
Yeah. Neither one of us have medical insurance.
I'm thinking you turn the corner right at the top.
Well, we went just a little farther, maybe a quarter mile down the Rainbow Trail. We could just hike it another 97 miles into Salida if we wanted to. This is a very unique trail, the way it hugs these foothills and gives you this wide open view. Because normally you have to summit a mountain if you want this view. And we're getting it from trail level, and it's not even a hard trail. It's been fairly level, not much work at all. Now, branching off of this trail heading south are many other trails, sub-trails, that go to the tops of these peaks and also to the lakes at the bottom of them, all along Rainbow Trail. There's trails that branch off to the south, and they are short and they're steep. They go thousands of feet up, 2,000 to 3,000 feet up. But yeah, I give this hike a big thumbs up. Oh, it's hard to leave this view without filming it a little. I may have filmed it earlier, I don't know. Excuse me, it's just so amazing. It's hard to leave it behind. I will be back. Sangre De Cristo. Now that I know how many trails you have out here.